Hello, my name is Julia Pantalion. This is my Session 3 Healthcare Reform interview presentation for Colorado Christian University, Class HCA 310A. So the person that I interviewed, her name was Alicia Randolph. She's a healthcare recruiter for a temp agency in Georgia. She has been in the healthcare field for over 10 years and in this current position for 3. She helps place certified nursing assistants and medical assistants in hospitals and organizations throughout the area. She started out as a CNA in California and then got her certifications in phlebotomy, medication tech, and medical assistant soon thereafter. She aspired to join the medical field after caring for her ill grandmother in her teen years. Her passion in the field has now helped her to grow into the position she holds now, sharing her passion and helping others to gain employment. My first question was a healthcare reform question. What are your thoughts on the Affordable Care Act that was established in 2010 by President Obama? She stated she wasn't a big fan of it only because the initial costs were so high and were not affordable for herself at the time as well as other families. It was a great idea overall, and she felt like he was trying to implement something similar to the healthcare program that is in Canada. But it failed to deliver the care that is really needed in America for today's younger citizens. The second question for healthcare reform was, the Bureau of Labor Statistics mentions there will be an increase of 19% for nurses by 2022. Do you believe this is why organizations and hospitals turn to agencies such as the one you recruit for? Her response was, we are currently dealing with very high turnover rates, having difficulties not only with the turnover rates, but retention, hiring costs, recruiting costs, and etc. The organizations turn to us to help reduce these costs and hire through temp to permanent positions. We see many individuals that come through our agency and work and dedicate themselves to get hired on to the company they're placed with, while sometimes at the request not only from the employee but the employer, they do not feel is the right fit and we place them elsewhere. Employment law questions. So I asked her if Georgia had unions and also what her thoughts on unions were. She stated, no, the state of Georgia has a right to work law, which was passed in the 40s or 50s, she believed. It basically protects employees from being harassed by a union or forcing them to join. She was part of a union in California, and she had a positive experience. But I do know that there are some that are better than others just in anything in life, she said. Personally, having a liaison who looked out for her in certain matters was a positive experience, especially for situations she was not fully prepared to handle alone, which was a great benefit of being in a union, especially when you work in an at-will state where the employer can terminate your employment without any good cause. A union can fight for you to keep your job. This was something I wanted to sort of look into more just because I didn't know too much about unions and I've never been a part of a union. So I was looking up, I found an article called Unions Have Little Bargaining Power in Georgia, education leader says. It mentioned the Georgia legislature passing the policy in 1947. This policy eliminated strikes and forces employees to file a complaint with the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. So in conclusion, this interview put into light that the United States has made some valid progress when it comes to protecting employees and employers' rights, but it will always be something that has to be evaluated on a constant basis. In today's society, there are so many changes every day that affects policies and laws. Also, being able to talk to a recruiter and learn some of the struggles they have to deal with gave me a better understanding. This also brings to mind a verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all a sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work. ESV. So with thinking that in mind, I just think about everything that we have to go through. We want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can, not only for ourselves, but for God as well. God always works through us, right? So with this in mind, you know that we're always going to have improvements. There's always going to be progress. There's always going to be something new to learn. And that's something that she taught me in the interview. Just starting from the bottom like she did, she has learned so much. But even in her new position, every day there's always something new. There's always a new policy in place and emails from corporate saying, we have to start doing this, we have to start doing that. That's something similar to my job as well in the warehouse industry that I deal with a lot as well. So you want to make sure that you're just working in grace, you're being respectful, you're treating others the way you would like to be treated, and not stress out even though there's so many changes happening, because God is going to give us that grace. He's going to make things work for us and everything's going to be okay. Lastly is my reference page. These are the 3 references that I used overall throughout the interview and to make my PowerPoint presentation. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.